Today's random adventure brings us to Great Park Ice in Irvine. We're actually here today because there's an Orange Alliance Anaheim Ducks season ticket holder event, and a friend of mine got us tickets. So we're gonna go possibly meet with the coach and see a couple players. We'll see you guys in a bit. So we're in line for burritos because they're feeding us here. And actually, I just ran into a friend, Mike, who actually runs the Ducks and Pucks podcast.
Let's go Ducks!
He's been doing it, what, 10 plus years now?
About 10.
Yeah. Go check it out, Instagram. It's good stuff. Good friend of mine. But yeah, there's a good amount of people here this morning. And we'll check with you in just a few moments. So back here, we actually have Jackson Lacomb's Olympic jersey and gold medal.
Gold medal.
We'll get a closer look at it.
Did you stay late last night?
Gold medal, baby. That was cool. Now we're gonna head back to our seats, get our grub on, and wait for them to come out and tell us what's going on. But also, as you can hear the music in the background, they got a DJ going, and but yeah, no, DJ Jojo, right here, spinning the beats.
Yes sir, yes sir. Ducks migration, we here, baby. Let's go, man.
Thank you guys for coming. We're super excited. I know that there has been a lot of time spent with Ducks hockey over the last 10 days, so for you to take your Saturday after our fantastic win again last night. But thank you. There's been a lot of time commitments for Ducks hockey in the last little bit. It's been an amazing run, and I will tell you, the view from the top of the Pacific looks pretty good right now. It's funny, we've long talked about for years, and I know there's so many people here that have been with us for a long time. We've talked about this rebuild, and we've talked about, of what it's going to take to actually kind of come in and out of this and get ourselves to a place where we're contending consecutively, in the playoffs, doing our thing, and we all can kind of see how many wins that takes to get us in position. But what gets overlooked over these years is how many losses that takes. And the commitment and the dedication and the patience that takes, and just the resilience. And so I think that resilience and that dedication is needed by the team, it's needed by the coaching staff, the front office staff, but just as much it's needed by the people that I'm looking at right now. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal as we have gone through this, and made sure that how fun it is now to actually see us getting into the fruits of our labor and actually having some success here. So if anything, the message should be today, thank you, because we can't do what we're doing out here on the ice. We can't do it on our front office without everybody here. So thank you very much. Honda Center has been absolutely amazing this year. We've had 16 sellouts so far. I know we had a little bit of a reduced capacity on that east end, so we can see people there. But I think after this road trip, we'll get those seats opened up on the upper east side, which we're super excited about. But 16 sellouts. A 22-9-1 record at home, which I think is fourth best in the National Hockey League. It's fun to see it.
Hey, Z!
future. Thank you, JoJo, and welcome to our Orange Alliance members today. Thanks so much for being here. As always, we sincerely appreciate you guys. I tell you, sitting up in the television booth and watching the games, the building is absolutely rocking this year, so thanks to you. Keep it up, your team's winning, and you guys are doing a great job. Pleasure to be joined now by General Manager Pat Verbeek. Pat, it's been a busy time period for you. I'll just quickly recap. You acquired John Carlson for a conditional 26th for 27th and 27th third. You got a 7th round pick from Calgary for Ryan Strome. You signed Ryan Palin to a 4-year contract extension. And previously you acquired Jeffrey Bial. How are you doing? You got to be tired.
Well, as long as the day's work, I guess.
Talk to us a little bit about the Carlson acquisition, because you and I talked briefly yesterday, and you kind of said it kind of came out of the blue, the way everything happened.
It did kind of come out of the blue a little bit. Now, our whole process, almost like every general manager's process, we touch base with every general manager to see what they're looking to accomplish, things that they might want to do. And so I just kind of went through my process, and we ended up talking with Chris Patrick, who's the GM for the Washington Capitals, and we were talking about a couple things, and then he mentioned, kind of maybe looking to move John Carlson, and would you have any interest? And I said, yes, I would have interest. And so we decided to, we have our pro scouting department come into town, and I have a couple assistant managers come into town. My inner circle that we discuss players, and so we took it to the group, and we decided to move forward, and then we started negotiating as far as what the compensation would be. So I know he was probably talking to a couple other teams, and so we got to the point where I really wanted John, and decided to step up, to make it a first rounder and a third rounder, and we ended up getting him. So I'm really excited to get John. I think he's going to really add a lot of depth to our defensive core, and give us all kinds of options, whether it's matchups and offensive matchups, defensive matchups. So he's just a quality player, and even though he's 36 years old, he's playing like he's a 30-year-old. So it's exciting. I know our players are excited, and usually last year at this time, in the previous 2.5 years, we were always acquiring assets, and now we're giving assets up to push this team into the playoffs and hopefully beyond. Have a nice run in the playoffs.
You get a 17-year veteran who also has some size, 6'3", almost 220 pounds. Power play quarterback. He's averaging just under a point a game so far this season. So you talked about the flexibility that he brings to Joel and the decisions that he'll have moving forward in terms of how he uses that personnel. It's that part has got to be really exciting.
Well, it's really exciting for Joel. I mean, he gives him a lot of different ways to deploy our defensemen. You've asked me before what the pairings are going to be. I have no idea. I'll let that's what Joel gets. That's his line of work, and I'll let him decide that. It certainly could be Jackson, could be Pavel, could be Zelly, for that matter. So I think the one thing that I really like about John is his 5-on-5 play has been really good this year. He's had he's been one of the highest point producers 5-on-5 from the back end. So going forward, even for the rest of the season and into the playoffs, 5-on-play becomes very important in the playoffs and in the playoff run here. So it's to get a guy of his quality is, I thought, very important for our group.
A lot of experience that he adds. This team right now is on pace for about 96 points. They can get to that point, a 16-point improvement over last year, which was a 21-point jump from from the previous year, and goal scoring right now on pace for 270, which would be a club record. 7-1 on this homestand. There's so many good vibes that are surrounding this team. As a manager, when you look at this club, welcome, Joel. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We're all pretty excited right now with what's going on with the team. First place in the division. You guys have climbed all the way to the top of the division, and 7-1 on this trip, or this little homestand that we're on. Are you having as much fun as we're having?
Well, we probably had 4 games that were completely crazy. The whole game, and a couple of them scored late. Games run line, find a way to get it either a late goal and win it in overtime, like we did last night. We've had some amazing crowds. The games have been spectacular through this homestand. Every game seems like it's on the line from start to finish. The guys are never say die type of an attitude on the bench. It's been real positive amongst the guys, be it off days or when we come going into a game. I can't say enough about the enthusiasm that we're getting from the crowds at the games, but the games have been thrilling. Maybe sometimes a little too thrilling for the coach, but fun with it.
We were talking the other day, and someone asked you about some of the young players that you have helped develop over your career, and it's a laundry list of Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers like Chris Pronger when he was young in St. Louis, Taves and Kane, obviously with the Chicago Blackhawks. You've got some young stars here in Anaheim that are 19, 20, and 21 years old. How do you handle these young kids who are still, growing up as they do amazing things on the ice, but still learning on the job? What's the key to all of that?
I think it's you gotta let them be themselves. I think, and let them grow as they're on the job. I think we try to provide them with an environment that play to your strengths and be comfortable and confident as you can. Understand there'll be some times where you can get your message across of how you can improve your game and how you can improve the team game and your complement to your teammates. And one thing is just be respectful for the players that have been through it. Listen to what they have to tell you as far as your advice, or their advice. And as far as the coaching staff goes, I think we got a pretty good awareness to where the players are at, be it their own personal confidence in games or how they prepare going into games, how they learn to become a pro, who they talk to around the team. But that's a daily thing. We want to make sure that each and every day that the players come to the rink, especially the younger guys, that they're going to get something out of each and every day. And I can't speak highly enough of how the younger guys have progressed over the season. But we do have a couple of special players that I'm privileged to be coaching. And there is a lot of memories that I've had with some of the best ever in the game that just watching them get to play, I feel like it's a treat to see some of the things that these guys are doing out in games.
Most coaches will have a group of veteran players that they use as a little bit of a sounding board to offer a little bit more insight. And you do have the luxury of having some great leaders amongst your veterans with Tuba, Kreider, John Carlson now joining into the mix. I've always wondered about the conversations that go on between a head coach and some of the veteran players when you see something that you'd like changed. Can you offer a little insight in that regard?
I think that we do get some veteran guys that have been around and they've been through probably everything in the game. And I think there's a balance that let's prioritize that. You got to make sure your own game's the most important thing on it, that you're playing your best every single day. But these guys have been through it in some good and bad times, and they know what when they see things. And I think their advice is better than any advice you get from a coach. And I think Grides is a great example of, as a teammate, he just seems like, as he evolved in New York, he'd always seem like he would grab some of the younger guys and he would almost feel like he was their mentor and take them under their wings and under his wing and show them a lot of the little things of how you develop and different aspects of the game and doesn't necessarily have to be on the ice. And he's done that here, and we're appreciative. Trude's comparable in that regard as well. Granny's a great pro. John Carlson coming in here with his experience. Goods. I know I'm missing one or two guys here. Killer. I think everybody's been a part of it. I think the one thing we wanted to do at the beginning of the year was to give the younger guys a little bit more part of the ownership of the team and be a little bit more contributing to the leadership and the importance that it is that every single day that we want to be getting better over the course of the season. And I think that whether they got letters on their sweater, you can say whatever it means. You're reflected in how you carry yourself and how you're holding up that responsibility. But everybody's grasping it, and I think everybody's been progressing in a real good way. But our younger guys have had some good starts this season, and I think the measurement is how you go along here, and hopefully we get to find out the big test, which would be we get the job done and try to be a playoff team. Then the fun really starts.
We're looking forward to that. This is a television question. I'm getting selfish here. I don't know how aware you are, but when your team gets scored on, what television producers like to do is they get the camera guy to go right to a shot of the coach, measure his reaction on the bench. And so when we're scored on, or when we score a goal, quite often the camera goes right to you on the bench to measure your reaction. And what we see for the most part is even keel. So is that something that you're really aware of behind the bench when things are going good or when they're not going good? And not so much from a television perspective, but from what the feedback that you're giving to your players at that point, just how you react.
I think we don't want to get too high or too low in the course of the game. Sometimes there's moments, obviously, where I get a little goofy. But at the same time, we want to make sure that there's some consistency. I think we try to be positive as we can, even though there's going to be some stretches where obviously you give up a couple of goals in a short amount of time. You can get ugly behind the bench, but at the same time, I think our messaging as a staff is usually in a positive way. We like to reinforce how we're playing our team game in a positive way for the guys that are being on the bench or coming off the ice, that how we're playing our system is encouraged when we see good things out there. And that's kind of the way it is. I mean, obviously there's mistakes on goals against that we'll definitely be correcting in a way that it's all educational. It's for the betterment of you and your team, your line mates, that that these things can't happen again. But I'm not sure that there's anything to it. And they just that we like to give some feedback at the right times, and it's usually encouraging.
When the team was going through a rough slide, one of the things in our morning scrums with the media that we would hear from you is that there's a renewed emphasis on checking. Leo wasn't available. The team, wasn't being able to come back the way that they've been able to come back pretty much all season long. How did you shift the focus for your players from being the run and gun team that we saw at the beginning of the year to a team that started to get a lot more responsible defensively?
Well, I think we went through a real tough stretch there, getting games there. We felt like we should have got, there was one road trip, I think we went 0-5, and then we picked up a win in any of the games, but at the same time, it felt like we should have got points in all of them. And I think it was just a commitment, and just on a need basis, we were missing our 4 top scorers. And we said, well, we got to figure out that we're not going to outscore anybody anymore. So let's tighten it up and keep ourselves in games, and let's have a check first mentality and be patient in the game, and we'll get our opportunities. And I think that playing better in our own defense, our defensive zone, being responsible in the offensive zone, we're not giving up odd man breaks, we're not careless with the puck or needlessly throwing it into the slot or kill plays. And there was a buy-in, getting a win to just kind of change it there. We got the monkey off our back. I think it was at the end of the Buffalo trip when we got back, and we went at home and got a little confidence going there with a bunch of guys that playing the right way. Simple was basically the direction that we had to play, which means get the puck in and make sure that you don't try fancy stuff. and worked off of that. We got some wins off and got some momentum, and everybody was contributing. And and then now that we're in a different phase here with coming out of the break, kind of we're at the reminding of the guys that we had a great start to the season. We focused on coming out of training camp and try to dictate that we can set ourselves up with a great start to the season. And we did that, and we gave it all back. And when we said, let's get out of this break here and have the same type of a mindset. And although this one looks good, it was not accomplished very easily. It was we were fortunate in a lot of ways in some of these games that we came out the way we did, but we put ourselves in the spot we wanted to be in today.
And after the trade deadline, it's no longer a 23-man limit to the roster. John Carlson comes into the mix. You've now got 8 NHL defensemen here. Granlund and Terry are expected back in short order here. You're going to have a lot of bodies and a lot of decisions, personnel to make. How much of it is depending on the matchup on any particular night as to what lineup and how it's configured you trot out there, and how much of it is based on reputation, performance, and maybe some other factors?
Well, it's a great question, and I think that sometimes it could be a combination of all of them. Usually the decision we're making and who's deserving to play based on how you've been playing and merit. And sometimes it's basically we want to make sure we're keeping everybody fresh, or we're basically sharing some responsibility, giving everybody an equal chance based on looks like everybody's at the same place in their evaluation. But it's at the end of the day, it comes down to who do we think is going to give us the best chance to win that game that day. And as a coaching staff, we all have our input on that. And, we've gone through some 12 forwards and 6 defensemen, and then we went 11 and 7 over some games. Morsey sometimes plays defensive forwards in games, and it looks like there's some decisions when we're making those decisions. But I love having 8 defensemen if you're just going to make the playoffs, but your ambition is to win it all. You're going to need 8 defensemen if you're going to be playing that long. So that thought process is something that everybody's going to be available at some point where they're going to be tapped on the shoulder to play their best. And when they're not playing, we make sure that Timmy does, Army, make sure that the guys that aren't dressed get a great skate in. Simulation to a game type of an effort, even more so.
You're known as a coach, and in talking with players that have played for you during their career, and ask them what stands out about Joel Quenneville behind the bench, and the same message comes across all the time, very consistent, and it is he has an understanding of who is going in any particular game, who is not, and allotting time on the ice accordingly. I'm curious to know how that message is conveyed on the bench when a guy that's normally playing 18 minutes isn't having a good night, and you're substituting someone else into that role who's going to play a little bit more. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, I'd say delegation of ice time. There hasn't been a player that I've ever met that doesn't want to play more. So I think it speaks loudly when they're missing a shift, or they're missing segments of periods, or and not dressing. So I think that's one thing about what makes hockey players so genuine and competitive is that they all want more ice time. They all want better situations. And as a coach, you got to find that balance. And I think as a reward, the better you play, the more you're going to play. The better you play, you might get enhanced opportunities. And everybody wants to play last minute of periods or last minute of games, or they want to be on power play, they want to kill penalties, they want to start games. And so we try to create that. You got to earn that type of those opportunities, and so it's whether it's a reward or not. Just basically, I've always been told when I started coaching, hey, always start your best and play your best. So it's your best players should be playing more, and but just don't expect it. So it's a healthy competition amongst our guys, but I think it makes us all better.
Joel, it seems to be working really well right now, and we want to thank you for spending some time with us today. Joel Quenneville.
That's right, you guys on the ice. One more round of applause, head coach.
For those of us who are watching at home, the pace of the games is so sky high. It's something, there's so much to be said about a one game take all. You get into the elimination games, every play is so important. What is it like to play in a game like that? I'll start with you, Lucas.
Well, as you said, the pace was very high. It was a lot of fun. I had a chance to play twice against Canada. They had a really all-star team. They were really good, and yeah, the pace was really high. But in the same time, I had it was a blast. It was great pace of hockey, the best on best, and it was a lot of fun.
Mikhail, bronze medalist at the Olympics. Congratulations. How did you feel about the tournament for Team Finland? You guys, once again, were on the podium at the end of it all, and that's got to be satisfying.
It was a great tournament. Obviously, the hockey was really good. I think those tournaments, it's, once you get to the quarterfinals, semifinals, it's like a game 7 in the playoffs. It's not about the one game, so it's fun hockey, and obviously got the bronze medal. Honestly, kind of feels like we could have got a little bit more out of that, but gotta be happy about the medal.
And Jackson, I have to ask you, gold medal around your neck afterwards. You're inside that locker room. We've seen a little bit of video as to what was going on after you guys won. And can you describe what that experience was like?
Yeah, I mean, I had the same view all you guys did watching the game, so that was it was special. Obviously, the celebration was awesome, and just to be a part of that for me was so cool. So yeah, nothing but great things to say about those guys, and the whole experience was a blast for me.
Well, it's been an unbelievable season for the Ducks so far. Mikhail, we're looking forward to seeing you back on the ice once again. I understand that's coming along, and we're going to see that happen shortly. But I'll go person by person. We got 20 games left in the regular season. Said going into this year to a man that the primary objective was to get back into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Well positioned now. You guys have done a fantastic job. But I'm going to ask each one of you for a big key for the final 20 games. And I'll start with you, Lucas.
I think play the right way. There's, you don't have much time, or there's not much space for the mistakes, and the teams are very good right now, and whenever you make a mistake, it can end up in the back of your net. So I feel just play the right way, the puck deep, make sure we make all those little plays right, and the guys they're just unbelievable team that can score a lot of goals. So if we keep doing that, I feel like we're gonna score a lot and win a lot of games.
I love it when goalies say we got to keep the pucks deep. That's keep it as far away from our net as we possibly can. Kyle, how about you? Big key down the stretch.
We're in a good spot right now. Just get prepared to every single game. I think this is the best part of the season. The last little stretch, and then getting into the playoffs and going for a run. So. That's the best part. We love to play these games, and let's try to just finish the regular season in a really good note.
And Jackson, you're looking forward to your first playoff experience, I would imagine. What's a big key for you?
Yeah, I think just what Granny said. Obviously, it's the most kind of exciting time of the year, but for us, we just got to keep taking it one game at a time and just focus on playing our best hockey. And we're in a great spot. We just got to keep playing hockey.
I want to thank all three of you. I want to congratulate you all on a fantastic season so far.
Walking through the arena, we're heading to the team store.
I only have big bags. Did you need one?
A lot of cool stuff in here. Got your jerseys.
Okay. No problem.
Winnipeg Jets, Team Missolani.
Right. What's on the back?
Back.
Oh, that's nice.
Signed by his name. Never knew he played for the Jets.
Well, he did. That's where he started his career. So after our duck adventure brings us to Knott's Berry Farm. Now we're here at the blacksmith shop. The reason why we're at the blacksmith shop, check this out. They've had this forever, randomly, but they've added a new piece for Adam the Woo. Pretty cool stuff. Tomorrow actually is his celebration of life. I was fortunate to get a ticket. I'll probably be recording a little bit there, but as it is, we're here. We came to check this out. Gonna get some food, and then we're gonna go check out the Native American dancer. And we'll check back with you in a bit.
One of our old stories tells of a young man who was very shy and quiet. They say long ago there was a woman that he loved very much. But because of his shyness, he could never speak to her. They say one day he had prayed to the Creator, asking if there was a way he could capture the attention of this woman. One night, the Creator came to him, told him to go south of his village to an old willow tree and create these round hoops. And through these hoops, create a dance that would show her all the beauties of life that surrounded her, and how all these things are connected to form the world we live in. At the end of the dance, he had captured the heart of the woman. This is the story of life and creation, the hoop dance.
Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation. What you've just seen is the Native American hoop dance, originally born in the village of the Taos Pueblo. Many tribes shared both song and dance with each other, respectfully, and here today, we're sharing with you. In this style of social song and dance, stories were told through the connecting of hoops, creating images of all living life, and showing respect to the balance of the world. As the morning star rises, our old ones say, a prayer begins. Throughout the dance, with one's imagination, images from earth, sky, and water are formed. The eagle, trees, fish, the bear, snake, turtle, flowers, butterflies, rock, and the stars. Alongside all plant life, animals, insects, and earth, we as human beings around the world are all family, as we all live upon the world together, living under the same sun, moon, and stars above our heads. We, like the hoops, are all connected upon this world and should be respectful to each other and the world we all share. My name's Gary, Whiskey Eat Amayuk. I am of the Anishinaabe people, originally of the Great Lakes, and a proud enrolled tribal member of the Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation of Kansas. On behalf of myself and Knott's, please enjoy the rest of your stay here at Knott's Dairy Farm.
That is so cool. So, fun fact, if you remember across the street, which is now Pirates Dinner Adventure, there used to be Buffalo Bill's Wild Wild West show. Gary, came from there to here, and he does it like practically almost every day. All you gotta do is go on the Knott's website, check the show schedule out, check it out. It's really cool. We'll check in with you guys in a bit. If you ever find yourself in the park in Ghost Town and wondering what can I do, come to the Western Trails Museum. They got a lot of cool stuff in here. I am not lying to them. Whatever. Yes, doggy. No, they got all kinds of cool stuff. But the reason we're actually in here, one of the cool reasons, is I have family history in here. Yeah, my family used to know the Knott family. And here in the museum, they actually have some of his carvings. He would take these little avocado seeds and carve little heads. Check it out. He did this all by hand. That is Fred Becker, my great-great-great-grandfather. Yeah, he would take stuff and whittle it. That's just one of the cool features. Got some arrowheads. And also, one other thing that my family donated to this museum is one of the typewriters over here. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Bunch of horseshoes. Hi, Wes. But no, yeah, definitely come check it out. Because also there's a lot of old Knox relics in here as well. Show you some of the postcards and stuff they got in here. Old cable car they used to have. Map. See? Used to have tickets like Disneyland used to.
That's cool. ABCD.
This is one of the original guest register books from the before the remodel of the Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant.
Where?
This book can be found out in the wild. I've seen a copy myself at an antique store. More of the books. John Wayne and his son Ethan, the first riders on the Timber Mountain log ride when it first opened. Yeah, like I said, a lot of cool stuff. Definitely not one place you want to miss while you're here at Knott's.
You all have heard of Wilmington, right? Or if not, that's fine. Yeah, today it's just part of Greater LA County, but back in the day, it was so distinguished that it had its own, fire department, as many people did. Now, when it became part of LA County, they decided to enfold it into the Greater LA County Fire Department. So, as the Wilmington Fire Department, they wanted to have one last picture together, kind of as a band of brothers. You know what I'm talking about? But you see, it takes them a while to set things up, so they set this for September 19th, 1909. Well, on September 18th, one of their members, a fellow by the name of Levi Blue, he has a heart attack. He passes away. Well, they don't know how they're going to get the picture all together, but one of them has a bright idea. They give the coroner a call, and we're going to play a little game. Which one of these men is dead? Can you figure it out? Yeah, I know you know. I'm asking them. Which one do you think is the dead one?
The one in the dead center?
Oh, that's a guess, but no. Any other guesses? Maybe, tell you what, we'll play hot or cold. You start pointing at it, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Take a wild guess. Any wild guess. Any wild guess. I think it's Joe!
When I walked in,
Oh yeah. Okay, back to.
You're early for that.
Well, since y'all had that unexpected encounter, and I feel awful guilty for having participated in that, because I was very good about not giving him away. I'm going to tell you which one he is. And it's this fella right here. That is Levi Blue. You can tell because he's winking at you. See that? And that's winking at you going, yep, I'm the dead one. And the fella
Oh,
next
now
to
you can
him,
see
at least
it, yeah.
according to the story, the fella next to him with the bowler, because he looks so different compared to the rest,
Yeah.
that's the coroner. Help keep him propped up. So then once they took the photo, they got him all set up, and put him in his coffin, sent him off to his funeral. They all tend to dress like that. What can I say? Firefighters, interesting people. And I should know, my aunt and uncle used to work for the Rancho Cucamonga Fire Department. So it takes one to know one, or at least some connection to it. So that's one of my favorite hidden gem stories here in the museum.
Oh, give a great big yee-haw to Crazy Kirk and the Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody! I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. If you love me, I'm gonna love you night and day. I love this love and I'll fade away. I love this love and I'll fade away. But you right with back. Your love for me has got to be real. Who would have known just how I feel? I love this love and I'll fade away. I love this love and I'll fade away. Say it again. I love this love and I'll fade away. Scream you got. Playing the 5-string banjo, also playing the Fender Telecaster guitar. Rick Dunham. On the electric bass, Andrew Swanson. Playing the drums, Brad Conyers. Playing the mandolin, fiddle, and also Fender Stratocaster guitar, Eric Brunton. And I'm Crazy Kirk. Woo! And this is what we call the Sugarfoot Rag. swag. A 1 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot drag. As we go on to do the sugar foot rag. A do a little jig and a zig and a zag. Eric Brennan did the sugar foot rag. Folks sit together and we have a good time. A 1 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot track. As we go on to do the sugar foot rag. I'll do a little jig and a zig and a zag. Rick Dunham do the sugar foot rag.
Thank you very much. We
I know he does.
are honored that people come see our show, and honored we hear lots of times we hear really nice things all the time, really nice things. And the most complimented song that I hear mostly is about our Ozzy Osbourne tribute. And and we're working in a place that has the most famous Halloween event in the world. So I took it seriously. And I've been working on my Ozzy Osbourne. So we would like to bring Black Sabbath into the wagon camp, if that's okay.
believe that you and me last forever. Yeah, all day and night I'm yours, leave me never. The only time I feel alright is by your side. I want to be with you all of that time, all day, all of the night. All day and all of the night. All day and all of the night. Rick Benham and Brad Conyers on vocals. You got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you were mine, I'll be here till the end of time. Come on, let me know. Should I stay or should I go? It's always tease, tease, tease. You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day is fine, the next is black. So if you want me off your back, come on, let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay there will be trouble. If I go there will be double. Come on, let me know. Same decisions bother me. You don't want me, set me free. Just tell me who am I supposed to be. Tell me what clothes even fit me. Come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay there will be trouble. If I go there will be trouble. Come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Let's hear from everybody in the band. Let's start with Rick. Nice. Anders. Good. Eric. Kirk. Should I say, should I go? Should I say, or should I go? Should I say there will be trouble? If I go there will be trouble. If I should I stay or should I go?
Let's hear it for our bubble makers down here. Some of the finest bubbles we've ever had in this venue, and I would like to see that continue, and I hope that you continue to provide the bubbles for us. Are you even paying attention? Are you paying attention, children? Children, are you paying attention? Okay, all right, thank you. Good. All right, very good. Good work. Good technique. Let's hear it for our bubble makers down here. We're gonna do a song that doesn't have any lyrics. It's one of my favorite Beatles tunes that we do. It's called Jerusalem Bridge. them brakes. They don't hang out cause we're gonna run the bait. The boys on first in Atlanta, they're beer in Texarkana. We'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're gonna do what the East say can be done. We got a long way to go, and a shorter time to get there. I mean, man, you watch your baby run. Hey, son. quite a scream over there. That was a scream out of the blue, I don't know. Oh, it was you, Paige. All right, that's good. I don't know. That's all right. You can scream as much as you want. All right.
Chief!
Chief fans. I want you to want me. I want you to want me. I need you. I need me. Love you, love me. Begging you to beg me. I shine my old brown boots. Put on a cowboy shirt. Get on her, it won't work if you say that you love me. We love you. Didn't I see you crying, crying? Didn't I see you crying, crying? In the morning, the rain don't feel like flying. Didn't I see you crying, crying?
So that was Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies. Kirk has been doing that act for at least over 40 plus years, as long as I know. But hey, you know, that was fun. Saw a couple of the Ducks players, saw the coach, and came here and saw a couple cool things. But remember, hit that like and subscribe button, and yeah, I know there's weirdos out here, especially this one. Anyways, like I said, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next venture. Take care.
6, 7.
8, 9.